Hello, planet Earth. My name is BROOKE NICOLE.
I'm Amber.
Eric.
Yeah. Welcome to Circle. Excited to be here with some new faces. Love the reach out that we've been receiving. Love your questions and love your faces. It's wonderful to see you out there. Today we want to talk about some big energies that are moving through the collective. We're in the new moon in Gemini, currently in this now moment as we're talking. And wherever you are in quantum time, if you're seeing this and it's not the Gemini new moon anymore, let this resonate into your heart space. The theme of this portal that we're moving through, this amplification that we're moving through, this intentional way to manifest that we are all coming online with in this now moment, is to manifest into the highest timeline, to create life from this moment in time, where you have all the knowledge of your past lives, all the knowledge of your current life, and with that, we are essentially writing the script. And so when I say that, I mean, instead of deciding that we're going to keep telling a particular story, such as, I had a back injury back when I was, 25 and working, and that's why I'm in pain all the time. Instead, allowing yourself to come into a space of speaking life and saying, I'm healing, I've learned this, I know how to be strong in this way now. My experience has given me this knowledge, has given me this perspective. So releasing that old story that keeps us attached to what already happened and keeps us attached to living that energetic and that emotion, instead allowing it to be the thing that is giving you freedom, that's giving you insight, that's giving you sight for what is to come and what you want to build and create. So that's kind of the gist of what we want to talk about. That's a lot. Do y'all have anything to add to that? My two favorite, my OG favorite Gemini is my mommy.
Yes.
But these are my two favorite Geminis right here. What are y'all feeling in your portal today? Like that?
I mean, there's a whole lot going on. The reminder to be the author of our own story, to be in the weaving of our dreams. That's been something that's been more in my awareness lately. It's something that I feel into as a daily practice. And it's something that can be as simple as like the moment to moment, like course correction of our spaceships or sailboats, whatever you want to call it. The idea, Kobe Goslowski and I've heard it other places too, but the idea of a 1 degree shift over time that makes a big difference. It's like going from the small point of the triangle to the big part of the triangle. And those little course corrections add up, and building the awareness of it adds up. And that's something like wherever people are in their like or dislike of astrology, sometimes it's just really good food for thought of like, oh, let me look at this part of my life, what's going on with that? And in that is, I'm also hearing like the way that anything can be a reminder for us to come back into our grace and remembering that way that we can create meaningful change in our lives through what we choose to think, how we choose to talk to ourselves. We've been watching the Joe Dispenza Rewired lately, which talks a lot about that. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot there. I could keep talking. I feel like pausing.
What do you think?
I feel like, that this topic of narration, of is this experience as dramatic as I'm making it? The realization that I'm the observer of, the director of the experience. And once you learn that, and then you look back at your life, honestly, and you think, oh, that situation actually wasn't that bad. That person, that, minor detail of your life that you, or I, misdiagnosed or bought into a belief system. I feel like here lately it's been the topic of just be here now. Mm-hmm. Enjoy this moment. It's interesting how often I'm in a moment and like, oh, let me document this to post. Mm-hmm. And that's not being fully present. That's, here's the screen. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is people pleasing. This is for the people, right? Yeah. And there's beauty to that. Just be mindful of it as it's come into my awareness of how often I reach for a phone or a device, and the narrations of my own experience, my day-to-day. How I think as humans we are defaulted in seeing negative and just momentum. Mm-hmm. But once you shift and you start to take that childlike perspective of, or an animal, if you want to go that route, and just imagine your dog or your cat, how eager they are to see you every day. How every moment is just the moment, right? You are the person, their favorite, and we don't experience life like that, but we can. Mm-hmm. You have permission, you have the power to do that, to make that shift, to be that present in the moment, to be like, this is the best, and to see through the beauty of those slow down moments of life when you're bored, or those moments of pause where you really get to deepen your appreciation and your gratitude for whatever the busy season was. You can be there, or you can just sink fully into and allow yourself to rest. And just be present in this moment of gratitude. Mm. And I think that's been big for me, is just letting myself off the hook and just be here now. Mm. Embrace yourself as a loving friend. Mm. Be that creator that you want to be. If you want a drama, cool. If you like, reality TV or whatever, that stressed me out. I can't. But I live my life like that in my head, narrating. Really. And now I'm just coming through the lens of presence and gratitude. Mm. And knowing that everything works out for me. Mm. And whatever I believe will be. Mm-hmm. What you believe is true. Mm-hmm. And there's power in that. And once you really sink into that and realize how much you've not been the best friend to you, or you can win at life. You're a winner. if you believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, yeah, just the more aligned that I've become, the more present that I am, the more aligned with Source that I've become, the more I'm attracting like-minded people, the more I'm growing and expanding and evolving and really having these mirrors of presence, of fully present people that inspire me to continue forward with that. And I'm so grateful for you guys and for you guys. And yeah, I don't know if that weaved into any of that, but
You're so beloved. I love you.
Thank you. It's very good.
Oh my gosh. I love this. You guys inspire me to speak more poetically. I love this. There's a way to call in that type of energetic that you are speaking to by opening your heart and really getting down to or into what it is that your heart and soul truly desire to experience. And so I think we talked about in another video, how we can be in an abundance of anything. Abundance doesn't necessarily mean money or love or just the good stuff. If, like you said, if we believe in that old story, I hurt my back in the day, it happened legit. That's a story that happened, right? But if that's what we're calling in all the time, we'll be in an abundance of that energy. And so those small shifts that you're talking about, to go, oh, it's not the day that I got dumped. It's the day that I was freed. It's the day that I was allowed to make the big change. It was a gift. It was for me. Now, if I want to kind of weave back in with the astrology bits of it because it's a lot of fun. And so part of what we're moving through, like we said, this Gemini new moon is this space to create, to write down, to manifest, to do those types of things. Really get clear on what it is that you want. The energy of the 6/6 portal or amplification that we're also in on this Gemini new moon is all about balance and harmony and wholeness, remembering that you are never not whole. You are always connected to Source, and therefore you always have wholeness. You hear that? You feel that? It's our believing in the old story. It's our believing in the things that are lower vibration and lower frequencies than we can perceive or imagine as our highest timeline, our golden pathway. Those are the things that we're called now to let go of, to remember into our wholeness. And so, like here in our part of the world, we're moving into summer now. We're getting really close to the summer solstice, and it's my favorite part of the year because that's when my portal is, the Lion's Gate. Get ready for that one, y'all. Let's prepare for that. It's gonna be juicy and big and hot. But as we're moving into this season and we are calling in what we want, and we're starting to see these people and these opportunities and these new pathways open and magnetize inward towards us. We're living the good life, living the dream, in the good way. We want to see ourselves come into this fullness, this big bloom that the fullness of the summer represents. And so the 6/6 portal is about calling in the balance, the nourishment. What is it that you want to see happen? How big do you want that harvest to be? You know, right? That feels really, really, really good. And so in weaving that piece back in about starting from now, creating from this now point. In the world of astrology, you may have heard of birth charts, natal charts, and south node, north node, ascendant, and all of these different things. The houses. There's a lot to talk about. If you have questions, ask me. Ask Amber. Ask Eric. We know some stuff, and there's also those ways that you can find out, do your research, right? Learn all the things. So, the North Node has to do with your soul's purpose, your soul's pathway, the things that you're going to be learning here in this lifetime. So where your North Node is in your chart, specifically in the house that it's in, there's 12 of them, you'll kind of see what your, not life purpose is, but what it is that you are going to be alchemizing through. So I'll use myself as an example, right? I know that my North Node is in the 7th house, and I got to double check that. I think it's 7th or 6th, and it has to do with family and relational ways of being. So romantic relationships, family relationships, being a mother, house and home, that kind of stuff. And so my life path sure has followed along that. That's what I've been learning big time, and becoming experienced and becoming initiated in. And so, if I were to be living in that old story, the one that started my family life back when I was a teenager, I could be living in an energy of, well, I'm a teen mom, and it didn't work out, and yada yada yada, all that kind of garbage that we could attach to. But that's something I've done, been there, done that. You know what I mean? That's the kind of energy that we're bringing in to release the old stories. I've done that. I know. I've got the lessons. I've got the good nutrients that I've been able to blossom out of it. I've been able to bring new growth out of it. And so now, what do I want to do? How do I want to be? How am I going to experience this North Node, this soul's calling, this beautiful alchemy that I get to experience? Does that make sense? Right? I hope that helps.
Yes.
Y'all, we are in this big year, the year of 8. It's the Earth Dragon or Wood Dragon. Somebody let me know which one. Wood Dragon. And this year is a big year for manifesting. I know we've all been talking about that, right? And I've said that word like 100 times already in this video. But gosh, Wood Dragons in the year of 8 and all of that. So I wanted to get to the eclipse. So that eclipse that we just had, the big solar eclipse that happened, all of the U.S. was into it, and everybody went to Texas, and everybody went to Ohio, and saw the totality. It was beautiful. That type of energy that was big for all of us, that we feel again and again in the moon cycles as we are releasing things, and we're feeling things, and creating, and whether it's from the old story or the new, this big energy that we're moving through, like the eclipse, like today, the new moon in Gemini, where it's this big 6/6 harmonizing energy. Oh gosh, there's even more to pull in. We'll talk about that in a minute, after we take a break. Okay, I want to say this. I'll say this, and I hope this serves. I saw this meme the other day, and it said, "Don't you dare talk to me like I'm the same person I was before the eclipse." right? I feel that. I came out of that space new. Just in the same way that when I came out of my journey, my sitting, my very first communion with Aya, I came out new person, you know. That's the type of new that we're carrying forward, that we're creating from. All right, so I'm gonna stop there, pass the mic to you guys. Anything to add?
I mean, I'm just gonna go back over some things I wrote down. I mean, one of the things that's been really, and I keep getting into deeper layers of it, one of the things that's been really helpful for me is accepting things as like an ongoing practice, which is, it's touching on new parts of my life, or it's just feeling into it in a deeper way of this, where in the past I was in a place of like, okay, once I do enough of this, then I'm like good, or like there is a finish line, or something like that, of like, then it's just done. And as I've felt just the need to have it as a daily practice, and that it's just this ongoing flow, that embrace of it has made it a lot easier. And daily practice is going to look like different things for different people. You know, the most important practice, as I've heard people say, is the one that you actually do. And so to speak to what you were talking about earlier with, you know, releasing the old stories, you know, I've been listening to some stuff about minimalism and decluttering and simplifying and all of that, and that's just, it's not only the material stuff, which links into non-material stuff, but it's also like paradigms, old stories, beliefs. You know, there's so many ways that we can go through change, and in the process of change, that will affect our internal world and our external world, and to find that pathway and being in the prayer of like healthiest and wisest, and finding more openness in what that is. And you know, I heard Russell Brand talk about it in the context of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, of like, hold on, I was winning, now I'm not winning, can we go back to when I was winning? But it's like, okay, if I get in the now, like you're talking about the pure presence, if I'm just like, okay, from here, I'm not wrapped up in losing the advantage, it's like, oh, from here, there's a new puzzle, I can figure out the next stage of where to go. And well, before I get too much into rambling, I'm going to pause there.
That's so good. What about you? The 20 time? Right now, it's time for us all to celebrate who we are in our allness. Celebrate what you have been through in a way that is empowering to you, that allows you to see truly what a gift it is to be human, to be here at this time, awakening into truth and allness. It is such an honor and a joy to be able to be part of your pathway and your pathway and your pathway. It's an honor to be able to hold these circles and share space with all of you and talk about these things. So I think we're kind of at time, but we'll be back very soon, perhaps with more of the musings of the magical spirit wizard DJ over here. Definitely with the OG Amber Nicole. And I'm Brooke Nicole. OG stands for original goddess. Yes. I love you. I love you. and I love you. Peace and life in abundance.